you, Canva, for allowing me to be free to express myself. And that came from within. Thank you, Canva. Canva, I was able to do some of it for free and I loved it so much. I said, and I'll pro it up. Huh? For only $6.99. And then I said, oh, and then I proceed. If you try it for free first, free trial, then it makes it, it's like, oh, I agree to this. I like it. It's always been free. But then you start talking about choices, parental choices, your parental bill of rights. They telling you what kind of rights you have as a parent again. Once again, every time they really want to mess things up and pretend they go into war, they start messing with the school system and the children. Point blank period. Y'all know it every single time. Never fails. Never fails. Never fails. Never fails. We already have missing children all over the place. We have all types of scenes and scenarios created to have the let me stop talking. Let me stop talking. I came on here for business. I came on here to tell y'all to go to Congress, check the bill they about to try to pass. I think Biden, but he said when he said quickly on all the other ones, this one he was like probably speaking in a whole nother language that we don't understand or comprehend or understand or be able to dissect and decipher and all that. He probably said it in a language. He was like, what can let's say quickly in all languages right now. Quickly, hurry up. I ain't got time. Time is short. My time is short. Hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, y'all. I'm trying to get it all done right now. I done signed 333 bills. I've done more than any president in history. You hear my grandson in the background? He said, get him, Grandma. He said, get him, Grandma. Look, 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 look. They trying to. Okay, I'm not going to do that. This is what I came up with. There's always a simulation of something that seems out of place and just don't seem right. And you'd have to be there around people, amongst people, to know whether it was right or not, and know these people personally to know if it even really happened, with all the different acts and stories and creation and theater that they put into the wars. Like the WPA paid more money to actors and musicians and uh, sports and coliseums and circuses. The last war, World War II, they put so much money into it. They said black people didn't even have the right to complain. Hold on one second. Let me see something. All right. Okay. So I'm back. Listen, I'm going to concentrate. Oh, wait, what I was saying, these scenarios and simulations, sometimes they're to let the other authorities know, all over the world and their media performances and theater acts and stuff, that we got the okay. I'm just saying it's a possibility. It's a possibility. So look, but I'm not saying that it didn't nothing happen and no one was affected. If the government telling you they come up with simulations and scenarios and get funded for it through national labs and Department of Energy, experiments, national research and development. Why wouldn't this could possibly be one of those things and instances? Because the government says they do it. It says it in the CHIPS Act, even down to this parental right bill and act, the parental bill of right. The terminology experiment is up in there. Experiments. So the scenario that happened at the school, only reason why I'm bringing it up because Jean made sure she put her emphasis on it. She said happy Monday and then turned right around within less than a split of a second, said, and bad news. So which one is it? A happy afternoon, a good afternoon, or is it a heartbreaking noon? I don't get it. Because she wanted to emphasize so much, I said, you know what? When I looked at it, even when I heard it, the emphasis that she was a she was a he, and she considers herself a she, but she was still dressed up like a he. The facial features and all looked artificially inseminated. It looked like an artificial program. I'm just saying, even the graphics from the scene of Google Earth, because you know how Google Earth, you know how it is. Anyways, so today I said, it's not about the situation so much as what is the government going to get out of it and who else is connected to the scene. So I'm focused on Jim Steinberg right now. I'm focused on Jim Steinberg and them, the research and development. I am. That's where I'm focused at right now. Who's Jim Steinberg? Now, even though the SAIS or the SAIS could not really be the school itself connected to Johns Hopkins University's SAIS, SAIS, and they may have different lingos and maybe two separate entities, but for some reason, the light within me don't see it like that. It seems like it's all connected. So Jim Steinberg, the dean, the James B, he's a Jimmy Bean. I bet you he has something to do with Boston somewhere. The Bean, they probably called him Bean too. They probably right now call him Bean Dean. Huh? Jim Steinberg, I'm talking about the females. They don't call him Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy Mack. Look, James B. Steinberg is the 10th dean of SAIS. Previously, he served as University Professor of Social Science, International Affairs, and Law of Syracuse University, where he was Dean of Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs for 5 years. Prior to that, he served as Deputy Secretary of State to Hillary Rodman. They made sure put a whole Dennis Rodman tail up in there, huh? Hillary Rodham. Oh, my bad. Rodham. The rod and the ham. Have you ever seen a whole pig go on a rod? Huh? Have you ever? Huh? Have you ever watched it turn slowly with the head on it? I have. Huh? Mouth be watering and dripping and drooling. Can't wait till it's all done. And all the kids saying, well, I don't want no part of that. Nothing but the eyes. Uh, I want the ears, though. Have you ever got a chance and an opportunity to see that? Or watch a gator twirl on the rod? No, but we talking about pigs. Rod ham. Hillary Rod had. Don't they always got something to do with children? Huh? Don't they? Just Bill Clinton and Hillary, every time something with children come up, they somehow come up in the scene. For real, y'all ain't noticed that. Look, okay, my bad. Okay, he served as deputy secretary. That sound like a tongue twister. Let's say it fast. Deputy Secretary of State. Deputy Secretary. Deputy Secretary of State to Secretary. But Deputy Secretary of State to Secretary. Wait. One more time. Deputy Secretary of State to Secretary Hillary Rodham Clinton from 2009 to 2011. And from 2005 to 2008, Steinberg was Dean of the Lyndon B. Johnson School of Public Affairs. From 2001 to 2005, Mr. Steinberg was Vice President and Director of Foreign Policy Studies at the Brookings Institution. Mr. Steinberg was Deputy of National Security Advisor to President Bill Clinton from 1996 to 2000. We got to clean it up. But we have to give them a sign that we got the okay. Listen. Nope. Y'all know y'all still in the background, Clintons, thinking y'all getting away with something. Y'all ain't getting away with nothing. Steinberg's most recent books are A Glass Half Full. Somebody read that book real. You know we got speed readers in the community. Can somebody read that book real fast? Rebalance, reassurance, and resolve. The strategic reassurance and resolve. What kind of tongue twisted? You know what, Steinberg, them John Hopkins, y'all playing tricks on me. I bet you, Dr. Carson, Ben Carson. When I say Ben, I don't be mistakenly saying Bill. Bill, I don't know nothing about Bill Carson in the community. When I say Ben, I'm talking about John Hopkins University, Dr. Ben Carson, who did HUD, huh? Seventh-day Adventist honorary head of something for the conferences. That's who I be talking about. But look. I bet you, because this John Hopkins University I'm reading from right now. I bet you he's sitting there, see, you got your answer. You've been asking for me. I gave you your answer. There you go, right there. Steinberg's most recent books are A Glass Half Full, and it's a question mark. Steinberg's most recent books are A Glass Half Full, Rebalance, Reassurance, and Resolve, and Strategic Reassurance and Resolve. Let's see if I can make it a tongue twister. Rebalance, Reassurance, and Resolve, and Strategic Reassurance and Resolve. Nope. Okay. U.S. China relations in the 21st century. He also authored Difficult Transitions, Foreign Policy Troubles at the Onset of Presidential Power, Brookings, 2008, with Kurt Campbell. Steinberg received his A.B. from Harvard College and JD from Yale Law School. Wait a minute. Then up under him, they got Chido Nwankwo. Y'all should see her face. Shiado, I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I'm not putting and clicking. Let me see if my phone will do it. Nope. Click to pronounce her name. Shido. It seemed like if I say her name wrong, something will happen, and one of the satellites will fall out the sky or something. For real. Let me get it right. Shiado Nwankwar. Nwankwar. Vice Dean. Y'all just go look her up. She's a Vice Dean. She's the Vice Dean up under Jimmy. Jimmy Dean Bean. Jimmy Bean Dean. Huh? Wait, I'm gonna tell you why it's connecting. Just wait a minute. Dr. Rancour is Vice Dean to Education and Academic Affairs and serves as lecturer and director of SAIS Women Lead, the SWL, not SWV, SWL. Her primary areas of specialization are comparative politics with a focus on African politics and women and gender studies. Within women and gender studies, her research teaching interests include women's political participation with an emphasis on ministerial level politics in Africa. She works directly, all that stuff that was coming out of Miss Kamala. Didn't I tell y'all Sue used to do Kamala homework when they was at Howard? I'm telling you, this right here is who did her homework when she went over there to speak. This is who helped her out with that. Right here, Miss Shiado Nwanka. Ask them how I know. Ask them how I know. Look, 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 look. Within women and gender studies, her research and teaching interests include women's political participation with the emphasis of ministerial. What does it mean to be a minister of something, right? Level politics in Africa, women's health and health policy. Remember, Miss Kamala earlier today went straight from talking about them on the farm, the women on the farm, into health care. Women's health and health policy, feminist international relations and political economy of gender in Africa. This is the SAIS. Okay? That's who I'm looking up. That's what I'm doing. That's what this is. And I feel like it's directly connected to what happened at the school. The people involved are these people here at this site that I'm reading. They have a lot to do with what Miss Kamala had to say over there in Africa. And they are directly connected somehow to the same acronyms. You see, it's like the conscious community. You see HOK and automatically think HOTC or automatically think Bro Sandra because it's branches off, but they all the same. Ain't it? I'm just saying. Or we not all the same. We're not all the same. No, you ain't nothing like me. We's different. Okay, that's right. There's the dark and there's the light. That's just cut dry. This is dark and light. There's the dark and there's the light. That's it. Everything else out of the equation. These people dealing with dark, light, word games and word play. The word is the most powerful weapon that the US has right now against everybody and everything. They words. The constraints. Listen, who's the next person on the list at SAIS? Uh Felipe Campante. Felipe Campante, huh? Felipe, can you, someone, I don't want to say no names right now, huh? Can you please tell me what his phenotype is? Because it don't look like a Felipe, but maybe, I don't know, I'm not good at phenotypes. And a Campante, Vice Dean for Faculty Affairs, he knows something about what went on. Huh? Felipe Caponte is Vice Dean for Faculty Affairs and Bloomberg Distinguished Associate Professor of International Economics at the Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies. I remember Copper, I could say his name and be all right, I think. If not, please tell me straight up. Can you stop saying my name? Stop. Just text it real quick. Can you stop including me in the? Nah, I know. Copper said. He said, hold up. He said, Bloomberg, Dr. Hopkins University Economics, and was it Krieger Arts and Science, Bloomberg. I done lost my thoughts. See there how you make me lose my thought? Just came out of the blue. Just popped up there and dang it, man, huh? Felipe. John Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies, SA is, and the Department of Economics in the John Hopkins Krieger School of Arts and Sciences. Oh, yes, when you was talking about something and I mentioned to you about the International Baccalaureate program, huh? These students that came out, and remember there was a whole separation in communities of the children that went into the international baccalaureate programs in the private schools that were under certain research institutes brackets, like SAIS is directly connected to the Southern IS, the international studies programs, right? Okay. From 2019 to 2021, he served as Vice Dean for Education and Academic Affairs for SAIS. Capante is interested in political economy development economics and urban regional issues. His research looks at what constrains politicians and policymakers beyond formal checks and balances: cultural norms, institutions, media, political protest. Yeah, he deals with all of that. In particular, his research and how much is he going to get funded for how they got this scenario and simulation all fixed out and prepared for. In particular, his research has focused on how these informal constraints are affected by the spatial distribution of people and economic activity, by access to information, by the evolution of cultural norms, and by the structure of the economy. They sat at a round table, him, her, and head Dean being in charge. Jim Steinberg, huh? Who else? Who else on the list? Ooh, she's a good looking one, but just looking at the picture, you can't tell if he's, huh? Ooh, nice clean cut. Look at the curliness in his hair. Ooh, but them teeth look like I'll eat you. Christopher Crosby. Oh, there's a Crosby name. Christopher Cross. He's the senior advisor to the dean. Oh, he the head nigga in charge. Huh? Christopher M. Uh, don't let the M be for Michael. What's your middle initial? Christopher Cross. Christopher Cross, senior advisor to the dean. Christopher M. Crosby. Christopher M. Crosby. You need something to write on? Go ahead. You know where your paper's at. In this role, wait a minute. Christopher M. Crosby is the senior advisor to the dean at Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies. In this role, he assists the dean in the development of strategic plans and oversees priority initiatives and projects, including the school's move to 555. The number today is 555. Pennsylvania Avenue. Previously, he was the associate director of the Henry A. Kissinger Center for Global Affairs at SAIS. Prior to Johns Hopkins University, Christopher worked in the Obama administration, serving as an assistant to the Chief of Staff and Executive Associative Director of the Office of Management and Budget at the White House, where he was responsible for issues ranging from international assistance to organizational management and development. He also served in the Bureau of Diplomatic Security at the U.S. Department of State and worked with the National Northern Ireland Bureau at the British Embassy of Washington, D.C. He holds a Master of Science in International and European Politics from the University of Edinburgh and a bachelor's in the International Studies from American University School of International Service. Oh my God, I'm not finished. Now, all these people that sat at the round table, they knew about this preemptive simulation. Can I get some more? Oh yeah, go ahead. As I scroll down up under Mr. Christopher Cross, there's a Mark Bailey. Oh, they got barrels and Baileys. Barrels of Baileys. He's the senior associate of finance and administration. He's the one of them that deal with the money. Look, we need about, let's let me write down how much. We need about 10 billion for this on this part of the school. Dean, what's the other school? Where's the other school? Oh, we got one of the schools in Africa. How many schools we got? What about our private schools? Okay, yeah. Well, if we have an event at this one, um, let's see. Okay, yeah. There we go. We got our funds. Take it and let's send it over and see if we can get approved for this contract. We're in competition. The competition has begun. Okay, Mark Bailey, he's the senior associate of the Dean of Finance and Administration. Mark Bailey is the Senior Associate Dean for Finance and Administration at Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies. In this role, he oversees all financial and administrative areas at the SAIS, including planning and budget, human resources, facilities, information technology, and security. Prior to joining SAIS, Mark worked at Johns Hopkins Technology Ventures, supporting commercialization, protection, and translation of university intellectual properties. I found out today, I know when Coppertone was talking about the world intellectual properties, but how I came across WPA and World War II and how much money they gave to actors, entertainers during the Great Depression, huh? And the majority of them, okay, just like it's happening right now, the same dang on scenario. I found that out by clicking the conch, huh? I was thinking about conch. And, I know the terminology Conky Joe, but I just happened to click Conky Joe just to go, just because I was bored. I was just clicking. I like to click and read. And it took me to World War II and WPA, that program, and how much money and how they say that back then, what they said like 10 years later, 30 years later, that no person of color should have ever even really complained because they had relief. They gave them so much money for businesses. They said that they didn't have to worry about working. They was funded properly. They could have invested. A lot of people did do a bunch of startups and businesses. And now that I think about, there's times that businesses was popping up and flourishing in the communities after one of the riots that they had going on. It's like that was predetermined, and then funds start coming in, and you just had all time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but The actors and actresses and the script writers and the playwrights and the musicians and the sports arena, they had got so much money back then. It's part of the research and development and reconstruction of the war back then. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, he says, Mr. Bailey, prior to joining SAIS, Mark worked at St. Johns Hopkins Technology Ventures, supporting the commercialization, protection, and translation of the university intellectual property into products and services for the benefit of society. In this role, Mark managed all budgeting, financial operations, and relations inside and outside of the university, as well as information technology, human resources, and general operations. He has been at Johns Hopkins University since 2011 and has worked several other financial administrative roles, including as the interim senior director of finance and administration for the libraries and museum in 2022. Now, remember, I said earlier, when you're looking at the reconstruction blueprint at whitehouse.gov, or you go to your city or your town or wherever you live to see what funds then came in for development, and if you have like a museum funds that came into your city last year, you know that more than likely your city and your area is not going to deal with the simulations, the weather destruction, and flooding out and fires and things like that. You would more like in a safe zone because they already done put in all their millions into the museums, the restorations of the certain plantations and stuff like that. If you go and look and see that you funded, you in a safe zone. Okay, my bad. Um, well, he was the senior director of finance, or is, and administration for the libraries and museum in 2022, a position he held simultaneously with his role at St. John Hopkins Technology Ventures. He also worked with the Whiting School of Engineering, School of Medicine, and Central Finance. Mark has an MBA from Towson University, University of Baltimore, and a bachelor's in business administration from the University of Baltimore. Oh, look at this beauty. Up under him, huh? All that sat at the round table. Huh? Khadijah. Maybe soon as I say Khadijah, my mind automatically goes to Queen Latifah. Automatically. But this Khadijah Hill, she's a hillside, huh? She's a whole hill, huh? Them hills, boy, they ain't nothing messed up. She do, yeah, she kind of looking like a my mama them family, huh? She do, really, huh? If you go and click on her link, look, this is at the SAIS dot JHU dot edu, y'all. You look at her and think So Ama and her is related. And this right here, she look like my mama. People, they just look related. They look related. Khadijah Hill, she's an associate dean of development and alumni relations. As Associate Dean of Development and Alumni Relations, Khadijah Hill leads SAIS's development, constituent engagement, and donor communication. She's the one to make the phone calls. Are you going to donate? Huh? No, she probably don't even talk like that. She probably talk way better than Miss Kamala Harris, huh? When it comes to getting them chips. Look, We need your support. Like how they'd be talking at the International Brotherhood Union addresses and stuff. And we need to. Do you? Yep. I would love to listen to one of her. I'm gonna go on. Let's go on their site and see what they got going on YouTube in a minute. Because I'm reading from my phone. I'm doing this to you for you from my phone. Huh? All this time was I sharing? Okay, just making sure. Ooh. Look, so Khadijah Hill's development, constituent engagement, and donor communication. Since joining SAO, she been with them for a few years. As in 2016, Khadijah has held multiple development positions, most recently as the director of development responsible for leading schools major gift officers domestically and across Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East. That means she's trilingual, but she probably speak about 5 or 6 languages. Ooh, I would love to find out a little bit more about Miss Khadijah, huh? And the Middle East, as well as the corporate and foundation relations team partnering with the faculty across SAIS. Before joining Johns Hopkins, Khadijah spent 5 years at Resources for the Future, first in research, and she worked her way up fast too, and grants administration, then developing an annual giving program, designing a campaign around leadership projects while managing boards of advisors. It don't matter how cute you is, auntie. What y'all doing is wrong. And I don't see how you could sleep at night, any of you. I can't see it, but it's not up for me to judge anything. Maybe you have no idea that your hands is dirty and up under Biden Balak's stem. Didn't y'all hear how proudly what's her name? Kaka, Kamala Callie said she's a black. She didn't say black like what you think you know what black is. She said Balak. Balak. She said it. Balak well as Azel. Yes, she did. I could go back and play that today again too. As a matter of fact, you go to my last video just a little couple hours ago. That video. I thought I was sharing the screen and I wasn't. Because when I slowed it down, and I was doing all that talking. But anyways, here, back to Miss Khadijah. Future. So she spent 5 years at Resources for the Future, first in research and grants administration, then developing an annual giving program, designing a campaign around leadership projects while managing the board of advisors. She began her career in finance and banking. Let me see what you're watching. What's that? Hmm? Okay. She began her career in finance and banking Before transitioning to advancement, she began her career in finance and banking before transitioning to advancement. Khadijah received her MS in International Relations from Troy University and BS from University of Georgia. Oh, Corey Baker. Corey Baker is Assistant Dean of Student Affairs. Ooh, is he a Florida boy? He just studied in Florida. Huh? Sidney Jackson. Ooh, I'm trying to see if I want to keep reading all these. Look at baloney. Oh, look at these names. Look at all these people. Hold up. Editor Chief of Asian Development Bank. All these people sat at the round table. Adam K. Webb, professor of political science, American director of the John Hopkins of Nanjing Center, England, Spain, and China, Middle East, beyond the global cultural war. Oh, he's the last person on there, and he's a redhead, straight red. I'm talking about his beard so orange, huh? Look there, wow. Look, Michael G. Plummer. I just went on with the New Horizons. He was the Asian Development Bank. He worked for the Asian Development Distinguished Lecturer, Fulbright Chair, the Fulbrights, the Pew Fellow, International Affairs, American Committee of Asians, and his phenotype don't even look Asian. Any professor, he's any professor, ENI. It's like Inky without the Q. N ENI Professor of Economics since 2008. He's the head of Development Division Organization. It seemed like they put the most important ones way to the bottom. Perspective Sino-American relation. What's a Sino-American? An SINO. What is a Sino-American? I never heard of that before. My mind just went on rhinos. What is a Sino? The rise of China. Huh? What is this? Look, I'm not making this up. You could go to John Hopkins SAIS. And why am I talking about them again? Because that same school with that scientific research and development simulation that happened, and my heart goes out to those that were affected, is directly connected to these people right here. I'm not making it up. The acronyms are the same, or that's just meant for me to see. Okay. All right. Type in the acronyms. Now, why am I talking about that again? Because this Parental Bill of Rights is directly connected to that too. Huh? Why did I talk about Kamala Harris today over there in Ghana? You got people over there in Ghana making judgments about what is, and who ain't. But that's fine. Huh? Every eye will see the green light. Every eye will see. Every eye. I'm going to read a little bit from the Parental Bill of Rights. They did update the text, because remember when I was on here earlier and I clicked the text, if anybody, whoever was over here with me, here, let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. See, remember I was over here and I clicked the text earlier and it didn't look like this, and it was pieces and parts missing, and first it said the text wasn't available or something except for the text. Okay, so nothing was really changed, but there was something added. Remember, this is being updated as we speak, as we go every day, because they want to get it passed. It's into law. It's already passed, but to get it past the House of Representatives, to what is today's date? 4 days ago. In the sense of the Congress, the local educational agencies do not have the authority to exercise any direction, supervision, or control over the curriculum or program instruction of non-public elementary or secondary schools. What? Oh, today's the 28th? Thank you. Nothing in this act is to be construed or imposed any requirements on non-public elementary or secondary schools. Okay, they just added this, even though it says March 24th on here. This wasn't on here earlier. This wasn't on here earlier. its inapplicability and implicability to non-public schools, meaning non-public schools, whatever is in this act that they don't get, it doesn't mean the same for the non-public school. The non-public school is going to get funded, and it can listen. Let me click the link. Nope, I don't want to share this. I don't want to share. So that's a share button. I don't want to share it. I thought it would expand it, go deeper into it. I'll find out later. The rule of construction on student access to books and other reading materials. Yeah, that's good. The GAO report. No later than 1 year after the date of enactment of this act, the Comptroller General of the United States shall submit a Committee of Education and Workforce and Committee on Appropriations of the House of Representatives and the Committee on Health, Education, Labor, Pensions, and Committee on Appropriations of the Senate report that evaluates and analyzes the impact of this act and the amendments made by this act on protecting parents' rights in education of their children, and cost of state educational agencies, local educational agencies, elementary schools, secondary schools, as such terms are defined in Section 8101 of Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965. That look like the goat. Sense of Congress that all public elementary schools and secondary schools, including public secondary, career, and technical education schools, students should have opportunities to learn the history of Holocaust and anti-Semitism. It is the sense of Congress that all public and elementary school and public school secondary schools, including public secondary, career, and technical education schools, students should have access to broadband. I read this one earlier. I don't want to read it right now. And that's because my granddaughter is already here and learning a lot, but I don't, like I said, I spoke about that one earlier. You could go to the markers in Title 4, okay, to read more information. And it also has, in the Elementary Secondary Act of 1965, a link next to it. This is the part that I said is connected to what happened today. It's just an extension of things that they worked on for research and development at that table to design this. Prohibition of federal involvement in the curriculum. They saying that, but it's a front. Secretary, no later than. See the workforce in the House of Representatives and the committees on health, education, labor, pensions, and Senate. Local education reporting, enforcement, failure to comply, email addresses, General Education Provisions Act. Read as follows: medical examination screenings and those with disabilities. See this part right here? See this? This concerns me. The general education provisions, medical examination screenings. Okay, that extra link was about the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. My bad, I'm reading. I hope you're reading along with me. Do I need to blow up the screen? Do I need to expand it, magnify it, zoom in, zoom? Huh? Do I need to zoom? So this is the disabilities report um, within the educational text contains those laws in effect on March 27th, 2023. Oh, this is just updated yesterday. Now, when they say children with disabilities, do they start classifying children with disabilities for every child that has to go through trauma in certain simulations, post-traumatic stress disorder, to say all of the children that is affected in Mississippi, all the thousands of people who have to transition and be displaced, all of those children and family, most of those children, they would classify them in a state of handicapped and disabled because they will have to get physicians and doctors to help them go through um, what they just experienced in the great disasters and wars and everything. But they also, in this act right here, like preparing for children to be home schooled also and having to report in. Now, one of those food chains or grocery store chains then start a well-known one with palm scanning. It's time for me to get off of here. It's because I'm trying to speak in a, I'll come back later like I normally, my normal time. I just wanted to come through with this right here, the medical examination screen, and I clicked that link right there under disabilities, general education provisions. Let me click this real quick. Click this real quick. And this contains those laws in effect March 27, withholding federal funds, operations and requirements, conditions concerning operations and administration programs, general authority of secretary, records, privacy and limitation, withholding, inspection of instructional materials by parents, All instructions, including teachers' manuals, available for inspection by parents. Limits on surveys, analysis, and value. No student should be required as any part of applicable program to submit a survey, analysis, or evaluation that reveals information concerning political affiliations. Okay. Mental or psychological problems of students. Okay. Sex behavior, attitudes, illegal anti-social. Wait, no student shall be required. Critical and legal religious practices, income without prior consent of the student. Without prior consent of the student, if the student is an adult or emancipated minor, or in case of an emancipated minor without prior consent of the parent. So, hold up. This is saying without prior consent of the student, a student don't have to or be required to, but without prior consent of the student, meaning they don't have to wait on the parent. Wait, without prior consent of the student. If the student is an adult or a oh, that's if they are an adult or emancipated minor, or in case of an unemancipated minor without prior consent of the parent. Okay, development of local policies concerning student privacies, parental access information, and administration of certain physical examinations. Arrangements to protect students' privacy. Critical individual. I'm gonna have to come and read this because it became law according to what I've clicked and read yesterday. It's failure to comply. He rushing up on everything, boy. The secretary should take such action, determine appropriate and enforce section, except on action, failure to comply in subsection. Compliance cannot be secured by voluntary means. To establish designated office, review board, department, education, investigate progress, process, review, adjudicate violations and rights established under this act. And this act goes all the way back to 1974. And they amended it in 78 and 94, renumbered. Individuals with Disability Act's prior provisions. Okay, I came out here for what I was supposed to. I just wanted to talk about the Department of John Hopkins National Research and Development and everything that happened today in Ghana and this law that was just passed yesterday. This law was passed yesterday after the shooting or before? See, even though they have this date engrossed in the House, it was honored and passed. The law, Biden did something and it was passed. The law was passed yesterday. It says law passed on the 27th. Well, oh, Biden's live right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click this link. I'm feeling kind of sad, I guess. You know, all that they trying to do, the replay, and it's never about the adults. It's always about the children. Always. Uh, oh, there are no more live streams. Check back. So he was live. I don't know how long ago he was live, but let me see. I want to see it. I want to watch it. Don't run now, Biden. Huh? What you was talking about? You was live ago. How long ago? 4 hours ago. No, that was her. Oh, she was at the Cape. Oh, she moving. Cause when I watched her, she done went to the coast. Told you they touring. What she had to say there, she said it in 6 minutes. You know, when they show them shorts, those be the major 6 minutes and 52 seconds. She then turned into her khaki. They was talking about khaki yesterday.
So being here was immensely powerful and moving. When we think about how human beings were treated by the hundreds of thousands in this very place that we now stand, the crimes that happened here, the blood that was shed here,
Wait a minute now, because you ain't crying like that about United States. Let me see. I shouldn't even click this link. Let me be quiet because this is just the flesh talking, y'all. There's a green light out there. Let me click off of her. I don't want to listen. I don't want to be upset. I don't. I don't. I don't want to see them hunky dory fake tears. Huh? You never see that many tears in Asian movies. They don't. They cry, but they don't. I'm talking about from when I used to watch them in the 70s. Huh? You don't really get to see all of them kind of tears. They have a lot of animes and stuff too, so you don't get to see a bunch of it. But right there, huh? Huh? Jean say, look, good morning, happy Monday. After what goes on here, and then say, oh, it's heartbreaking, and not a teardrop. Just batting the eyes real fast. She be cockeying and flapping her wings. No, I can't watch that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me get let me where was I gonna go? Should I play a goodbye good later song? Yeah, I was gonna talk about what's going on in the skies. I'm not gonna click on and go any further because I'm gonna get off of here and spend some time and see what my granddaughter's arts and stuff that she's been working on. Time lapse video shows large asteroids very close flyby Earth. Very close, 4 hours ago, huh? CBS News. That was CBS, y'all. That was You better go find out. CBS talking about lights coming close and about to hit Earth and all, huh? Give them another chance. Give them another 24 hours. Just give them one more day, Lord. Don't come right now. Jesus is on his way. You better stop judging about what you don't know. It's the time for you to surely, if you believe what you say you believe, just stick to speak and preach, but stop judging what you don't know for sure. If you feel it with all your heart and you want to talk like that, then go right ahead. But I'm telling you, honey, CBS said time lapse video shows very large asteroid, very close flyby of Earth. NASA reveals 58-foot asteroid 2023. It's called a FU. Yes, I said F you, Biden. 3 spreading towards Earth. It's speeding and it may come dangerously close. We said you have the right to repent right now, huh? In the name of Jesus, huh? Make sure your hearts and your lights right, huh? Don't worry, it's not the end of the world. It's not prophesied, it is not written that it's the end of anything. This is just the beginning, huh? This is a massive asteroid that was
CBS, High Tech said we gonna get in on it. BBC said, look, there's a massive. Don't look up, y'all. You, Grandma been saying, look at the green light, and then you don't have to worry about looking up. But now they're telling you, don't look up. Don't click CBS. CBS used to be the best channel. Y'all know you was happy when your wire, you could go outside and turn the antenna. You turn the antenna, the arrow point. If you get it to let me see the position where we were. It seemed like the only time that antenna picked up good is when you turned it to the west. For real. Y'all who remember going outside, clicking so you get CBS and you turn in that iron rod and the arrows turn towards whatever direction, that's when you really gonna get, look, football game time and all. Well, BBC said there's a massive asteroid out there that came pretty close between, they said it 2 days ago. Huh? Don't look up, huh? You just got another chance. What is you gonna do? What are you gonna do with your second chance, huh? What are you gonna do with? Wait, I won't tell you that wasn't on purpose. When I hit that, that wasn't on purpose. So, welcome. I didn't look at my chat. I didn't know you was there. Ghetto Child Clinic. Greater Light. I hear my grandson saying, Grandma, come get me. Peace and love. So, I see it says face red heart shape. Face red heart shape. Greater Light. Greater Light. What are you gonna do? The storms is past.